Hi there, welcome to the Perfume Experience. My name is Rodney and today we have done the testing for Bvlgari's Aqva Amara, and we have three clones with us that we have done 2 test sprays on the skin and on the strip, and let's look at the results and find out which is the best. Okay, so let's get started. Aqva Amara is a popular flanker in the series of aqua fragrances from the house of Bvlgari. Aqva Amara was launched in the year 2014 and its perfumer is Jacques Cavalier. Aqva Amara, or also known as bitter water, is a name that's given for the combination of notes that this particular fragrance has. On the top it has got Sicilian mandarin, orange, and it's got neroli, and then it's got Indonesian patchouli leaf. Now, and it's got watery notes as well. Now, neroli, if you know, is the flower or the blossom of bitter orange. Now this, when combined with the Sicilian orange and the patchouli leaf, makes up for a wonderful fragrance which can bring up the brightness of the orange and at the same time the spiciness of the patchouli leaf along with the white floral hints of the neroli, making it a beautiful fragrance for summer and can be a signature perfume as well. Now this can be described as a woody aquatic fragrance with aquatic, fresh spicy, floral, marine kind of a fragrance for yourself. Now while all of that makes for a wonderful blend, let's find out how our clones have performed. So today in this particular test I have 3 houses that are competing for the best clone or alt of Aqva Amara. First of all, I have the OG with me. The decant can be got from Fragzone. So I will put in a spray on my hand, and immediately you can feel the lightness of the fragrance, the strong orange, bitter orange notes along with that patchouli leaf can be immediately felt. And this is a linear fragrance. This is a EDT combination, and this can has a performance of about 4 hours almost. Towards the 4 hours time it kind of becomes powdery, but in the first 1 or 2 hours it's beautiful. It kind of projects very well and it's a nice fragrance that you will like. The other 3 houses that we have is, I have Indian Perfumery, Mehdi Hasan's version of Aqva Amara. I have Yasmin House's Aqva Amara, and then of course I have Muzna Fragrances also, and that is also the Aqva Amara. Okay, now all of these 3 I have done 2 sprays on my skin and 2 sprays on my strip, and I've done this test twice to validate the result. And let me go ahead and explain what really happened in the test now. So I started the test at 10 AM and I put on 2 sprays of each. On my left I had Yasmin, and on my right wrist I had Mehdi Hasan's, and on my elbow I had Muzna Fragrances. Now the moment it opens up, you kind of get hit with that blend of orange and that patchouli leaf with the neroli vibe. You get that scent profile across all 3 of them in a very nice, beautiful way. However, Yasmin and Muzna have got a more deeper, more in depth to their scent profile, and that can be smelled straight away. And Muzna's opening has got that spice hit a little more pronounced and a little more out there, and that is something that you feel throughout for the first 2 hours time. Now during the second and the third hour the story doesn't change much. The projection continues and you get a very good vibe of that orange blossom and the neroli and the patchouli leaf, and that makes for a very good projection and a good scent profile. However, in the third and the fourth hour things starts to change. Mehdi Hasan's fragrance starts becoming a little more mellower towards the third hour onwards, and so does Muzna's. After the 3.5 hour mark it starts becoming a little more powdery, whereas Yasmin continues to be on that linear note even at the 4 hour mark as well. So I went ahead and did the same test for the second time in the evening, where I went with again 2 sprays each, and this time also the results were same. Now the first 2 hours you have loud projection, second and third also is pretty decent. Third and fourth hour starts to becoming mellow for Muzna, Mehdi Hasan and Muzna. By about the 4th hour both of them are completely skin closed. Mehdi Hasan by 3.5 hours time itself it kind of becomes skin closed. Muzna's continues to be a little powdery till about 4 hours. Yasmin is still a little projection or little linear at even at about 4 hours and 15 minutes also, because probably it was in the evening hours. Right, now let's look at ratings and figure out how they have fared. Disclaimer: the samples have been bought by me and they are my personal opinions. I try them on my skin and on test strips and give you the results. and they might vary on your skin and in the environmental or conditions that where you stay. So these are my ratings. Now in terms of ratings for the scent profile, in terms of how close they are to the OG and the depth and the clarity of the notes, I have gone ahead with 9 for Yasmin and 9 for Muzna for the scent profile and the depth in which they perform and the note blends that they bring out. I have gone for a little lesser with Mehdi Hasan's version. Now in terms of performance, now this was a dilemma and this is why I did the second test and still the results did not change much. While on Yasmin's side the performance is linear, but the performance is for 4 hours at least. Now in Muzna's side the fragrance is more louder than the other two, but it kind of dwindles down at about 3.5-4 hours time. At about the 3.5 hours to 4 months, it's a little more powdery. Now the same results on both times, and on strips they still can be little more profound and little more stronger, but then on skin I think the things change a little bit. So considering both of them, that Yasmin is able to perform for 4 hours, but Muzna is able to be more louder and more brighter for a good 3.5 hours time, but towards the 4 it becomes a little bit powdery. I've gone with 8.5 stars for both of them. Okay, I've gone with 7 for Mehdi Hasan's because it kind of finishes off in about 3 hours time, and nor does it project as loud as the other two. Now in terms of presentation, I've given 7.5 for all 3 of them because all 3 of them come in simple glass bottles, right? Now at this point of time the scores are tallying for Yasmin and Muzna. Both of them are at the same scores. Okay, now the last factor is value for money, and this is where things get a little complicated, or rather where the tables change. Okay, now Mehdi Hasan's 50 ml comes at 800 rupees and thereby putting him at the 3rd place. Now Yasmin also comes at 800 rupees for 50 ml and thereby comes at the 2nd place, and Muzna's 50 ml comes at 700 rupees, making it more value for money and gets a 9 out of 10 and making it more value for money and thereby putting it in the top spot by 0.5%. Okay, now when you look at the overall rating of the score, the difference between Yasmin and Muzna is just 0.5, and that 0.5 difference is because Muzna's fragrance is priced 700 rupees whereas Yasmin is priced at 800 rupees for 50 ml. Okay, now thereby my choice of Aqva Amara or the best alt of Aqva Amara is definitely Muzna Fragrances. Becomes more value for money, good performance, loud performance, strong, good projection, and very good. Now both of them are really good choices, but definitely we need to choose one winner, and the winner is Muzna Fragrances for Aqva Amara. Now if you like this kind of videos and the content that I bring, please like and subscribe. You will find more videos here which are with regards to clones for Aventus, YSL-Y and Dear Sauvage and Bleu de Chanel. You can look them up here. Okay, my name is Rodney. Thank you for watching Perfume Experience, and like and subscribe. Take care. Bye for now.